Elon Musk dropped Jaws, saying that,
and I'm confident that will be available in many cities in the US by the end of this year.
and calling that.
It's especially not just a revolution in vehicle design, but a revolution in vehicle manufacturing.
Those weren't empty promises. They were the opening lines of Tesla's next big leap. And that leap now has a number leaked from inside Gigafactory, Texas. $12,749, while the internet still argues over a $10,000 Tesla. The truth is far more impressive. The Model 2 isn't about being cheaper, it's about being smarter. Built with 3 breakthroughs that slash cost, boost durability, and make every mile feel premium. Because when you understand what Tesla changed inside the factory, $15,990 stops being a number and becomes a statement. Stay with me. In the next 23 minutes, you'll see why this might be the smartest deal in automotive history, and why a 67-year-old engineer in Texas cried when he first sat inside the prototype. How did a $12,749 Tesla become the smartest deal of the decade? The internet keeps shouting $10,000 Tesla, but those who understand just smile. Because $12,749 isn't a disappointment, it's the real win. Tesla never tried to make the cheapest car. It built a car that makes every dollar feel worth it. That sense of winning doesn't come from discounts. It comes from 3 breakthroughs that quietly rewrote how the world builds cars. First, Giga casting, the steel fist punch to traditional manufacturing. Instead of stitching together thousands of tiny parts like Lego, Tesla forges the entire frame in one giant 9,000-ton aluminum press. That deep, thunderous thud inside the factory? That's the sound of money being saved. Every cast replaces hundreds of welds. Every weld avoided means less labor, less risk, and less cost. Fewer parts, fewer weak points, faster production. That's why you can sit inside a solid, silent Tesla that feels premium while still costing thousands less. Second, the aluminum-ion battery pack, the heart of a new era. It's lighter, more powerful, and charges faster. Every quick charge feels rewarding because the range stretches up to 420 miles while your running costs shrink. The lithium iron phosphate cells with neural cell balancing last longer, perform better in cold conditions, and are fully recyclable. A quiet revolution that makes the car itself more sustainable. And because it's made without cobalt, you're not just buying a car, you're buying independence from costly supply chains and volatile raw materials. Third, the unboxed process, where engineering becomes art. Instead of a slow one-line conveyor, Tesla builds 3 modules, floor, body, and frame in parallel, then snaps them together in minutes. It's like watching precision choreography at industrial scale. Fewer steps, fewer errors, fewer workers, more intelligence. Every minute saved in the factory is hundreds of dollars returned to the buyer. Efficiency becomes beauty when it translates directly into value you can see, feel, and drive. The Model 2 isn't cheap, it's smart. That's why informed buyers smile when they hear $12,749. With Tesla, you're not just buying a car, you're buying the outcome of an engineering revolution, and you're the first one to benefit from it. But here's what nobody tells you about that leaked price: how Tesla made a car this affordable without sacrificing the one thing that matters most, the driving experience. Smart power, where engineering meets value. If the body is where Tesla saves smart, the motor is where it invests wisely. Inside the Model 2 isn't the most powerful setup, but it perfectly embodies Tesla's philosophy. Simpler is stronger. Gone are the complex magnet systems. In their place is an aluminum asynchronous induction motor, lighter, tougher, and roughly 15% more energy efficient than traditional permanent magnet designs. Fewer moving parts means less wear, fewer repairs, and longer life. Exactly what first-time EV buyers want: confidence, not complexity. Alongside it comes a 48-volt electrical architecture, once found only in high-performance race cars. It slashes wiring by over 60%, cutting weight, failure points, and electrical losses. Every watt is managed with precision, letting the Model 2 glide smoothly while consuming less. Tesla calls it engineering elegance, efficiency refined until it becomes art. You can feel it when the car accelerates. Instant, quiet, almost seamless. The kind of motion that makes you realize this isn't about horsepower, it's about harmony. On paper, the Model 2 doesn't brag about numbers, it delivers experience. The 0 to 60 mph sprint in 6 seconds is quick enough to excite, smooth enough to trust. And yet the real surprise comes when you slow down. The new regenerative braking system captures so much kinetic energy that even a city commute feels like a cycle of give and take. Every stoplight becomes a recharge.
It stretches real-world range beyond 420 miles on a single charge.
Every component serves a single idea: spend less, gain more. Less wear, less maintenance, more reliability and consistent performance over hundreds of thousands of miles. Because Tesla understands the simplest truth: a car is only cheap if it costs you less after you've bought it. That's why the Model 2 isn't the cheapest Tesla, it's the smartest. It's a car that makes you feel like you own the future and made a wise choice doing it. Because beneath its simplicity lies the genius of engineering that makes affordable and extraordinary finally mean the same thing.
Now you understand how Tesla built it. But can a car this affordable really be safe and reliable? Especially for drivers over 55 who don't care about acceleration, but about coming home safely every single time?
The $12,749 revolution. Real deal or marketing trick? Tesla has officially confirmed that the Model 2 will start at just $12,749, a number so shocking it froze the entire EV industry. Never before has a Tesla been this affordable, cheaper even than a used Toyota Corolla. At a time when the average electric vehicle in the US still costs over $45,000, this announcement made millions of people ask the same question: can a car this cheap really be safe and reliable? Especially among middle-aged and retired drivers, those who don't care about acceleration or flashy screens, but about safety, repair costs, and long-term dependability.
And Tesla knows that.
Unlike many so-called concept rumors, the Model 2 is a real project, being built at the Giga Texas factory in the US, not in China or Mexico. According to internal sources, 10,000 Model 2 units have already been produced for closed testing, exactly as Elon Musk mentioned during a shareholder meeting. Model 2 isn't just Tesla's cheapest car ever. It's a symbol of an electric revolution where safety and reliability are no longer a luxury. It's proof that affordability and trust don't have to be opposites. They can finally exist in the same car. How Tesla made it so cheap? Built to last, not to break. If you think Tesla simply cut corners to lower the price, think again. The Model 2 has been redesigned from the ground up to be more affordable, more durable, and easier to maintain. Starting with the body frame, Tesla replaced aluminum with hot-stamped, high-strength steel, 1.5 times stronger than US safety standards, yet 20% cheaper. Then comes unboxed manufacturing, a new modular assembly process that cuts production costs by 50% and factory space by 40%.
At its core lies the locally produced LFP neural cell battery, cheaper, safer, and more stable in cold weather.
Even below freezing, it keeps over 90% efficiency, solving the frozen EV problem that plagues other brands. And here's what owners love the most. Tesla has nearly eliminated the need for routine shop visits. With a software-first approach, cars receive over-the-air updates that fix issues remotely, meaning 80% of problems can be resolved at home. Each update doesn't just repair, it improves. The car you buy today will drive better next year. That's Tesla's vision, a vehicle that evolves with you, learns your habits, and makes ownership effortless. No more check system lights. No more costly dealership appointments. Every part of the Model 2 was designed so you can drive confidently without worrying about repairs. For millions of future owners, it's not just a car, it's freedom from the constant anxiety of maintenance and breakdowns. Trust and value. Tesla doesn't just sell cars, it sells peace of mind. When the Model 2 appeared, the real question wasn't how cheap is it, but rather, who can possibly compete with that? Let's compare. BYD Seagull, $10,000, range 180 miles, no supercharger network. Chevrolet Bolt, $26,000, double the price. Neo Mini EV, cheap but limited to China. And Tesla? It has a global supercharger network, capable of adding 250 miles in a 10-minute charge. Its cars become smarter over time through OTA software updates. And its safety systems evolve continuously based on over 2 billion kilometers of real-world driving data. For American consumers, priorities are clear. Safety first, reliability second, range third. Tesla understands that perfectly. The Model 2 wasn't built to flaunt specs, it was built to restore peace of mind behind the wheel. In a world filled with bad news, the Model 2 feels like a rare piece of good news, proof that technology can make life simpler and safer, not more complicated.
It's the kind of progress that reminds people why innovation matters, not to impress, but to improve everyday life.
Safety is one thing, but what Elon showed investors in a leaked CAD file changes everything about how you'll actually use this car daily. And here's what made that 67-year-old engineer in Texas cry when he first opened the door.
The human door, when technology learns to care. After Elon Musk's bold declaration of a revolution in manufacturing, one question quietly lingered in the minds of millions.
Could high-end technology truly serve everyday life, or was it just another gimmick dressed in affordability?
Tesla chose not to answer with slogans, but with design. The Model 2 wasn't created to be a cheap luxury. It was built to redefine what convenience and accessibility mean in the electric age.
When was the last time you thought about the physics of getting into your car? For most of us over 55, it's become a daily challenge. Knee pain, hip rotation, that awkward twist trying to lower yourself into the seat. Tesla engineered the step-in height at precisely 16.5 inches from the ground. This isn't random. This optimal height reduces knee joint loading by 40% compared to traditional sedans. Your Honda Civic sits at 13 inches, too low. Most crossovers at 19 to 21 inches, too high. But here's the game changer: Tesla's hug-in seat system. When you open the door, the driver's seat automatically rotates 15 degrees outward and slides forward 2 inches. This reduces hip rotational force by 25%. The seat locks at 5 miles per hour. Simple, safe, brilliant. Every A-pillar grab handle uses high-friction polymer that increases grip strength by 35%, even with arthritis.
And for the 5-door hatchback version, Tesla introduced something no one expected: butterfly doors. Not as a luxury, but as empathy engineered into motion.
The hinge opens at a precise 73-degree angle, reducing the space needed to exit by 47%, operating smoothly even in garages as low as 2 meters. Made from ultralight aluminum, the structure strengthens the body by 12%, reduces aerodynamic drag by 0.8%, and extends real-world range by roughly 5%. This is the rare case where engineering brilliance exists not to boast about performance, but to make life simpler, safer, and more human. Tesla anticipated the doubts about safety and durability and answered with data. Over 1,000 crash simulations tested the new dual emergency hinge, which allows doors to open manually even if the car flips over. Doors that spread like protective wings, symbolizing Tesla's belief that technology should protect, not intimidate. Even repair costs were reimagined. Each hinge can be replaced individually, lowering maintenance expenses by 80%. And during simulated storms, the rain guard system cut water intrusion by 63%, proving practicality can still feel premium. Through every screw and circuit, Tesla's message is clear. Beauty without trust means nothing. They are not designing to impress the world, they are designing to understand it.
City Navigation Intelligence. Now let's address parking anxiety. The AutoGap parking system measures available space and positions your door optimally. Mirrors auto-fold, giving you an extra 2 inches of clearance. This eliminates 60% of parking stress in dense cities. The turning radius? Just 15 feet, tighter than a Mini Cooper. You can make U-turns in narrow streets that would require other vehicles to reverse. The Model 2 also offers 25% more interior space than a Toyota Corolla, yet it's 10% shorter. Cargo capacity? 450 cubic feet with seats folded, enough for 4 golf bags, groceries, or that antique furniture you've been eyeing. All of this comes standard, no optional packages required.
But here's what Tesla isn't saying publicly yet, and why legacy automakers are panicking behind closed doors. The industry shock, the manufacturing secret.
This is the turning point, the moment when Tesla's story shifts from human design to industrial revolution. What began with a door built for people now extends to an entire manufacturing system built for the future.
The efficiency innovations we've seen, the Giga casting, the hug-in seat, the butterfly door, aren't luxuries. They're statements of intent that symbolize how Tesla transforms potential costs into opportunity.
Elon Musk calls it the manufacturing revolution, a revolution not of aesthetics, but of mindset, where efficiency becomes artistry, and every second saved rewrites the future of production. The data is staggering. Tesla's engineers reduced the cost while saving an average of 8.2 minutes in assembly time per vehicle. At scale, those minutes become hundreds of millions of dollars saved each year. Through its zoning assembly strategy, Tesla uses a model called post-paint final zoning assembly, dividing the car body into specialized zones that are built concurrently rather than sequentially. This reimagining of the factory floor allows massive components to be completed in parallel, reducing bottlenecks and eliminating redundant steps. The results are historic. Production capacity jumps from 475,000 to 950,000 vehicles per year on the same line. And Tesla's goal of producing 2 million Model 2s annually suddenly feels inevitable. But Tesla's revolution doesn't stop at assembly.
To make a car at this price profitable, they re-engineered its heart, the battery. The LFP neural cell battery with next-generation chemistry saves roughly $2,000 per vehicle.
Paired with recycled aluminum alloys, which are 7% lighter and 12% cheaper, the Model 2 achieves a 15% lower production cost than the Model 3, while still maintaining over 15% profit margin.
And here's the future.
Tesla is testing aluminum-ion battery technology in their Nevada lab, expected to debut in Phase 2 from 2027 onward. With an energy density of 700 watt-hours per kilogram, future Model 2 variants could reach over 600 miles of range and charge to 80% in just 10 minutes. But the real breakthrough isn't range, it's safety. Al-ion batteries don't catch fire, don't suffer from thermal runaway, and stay stable even in cold climates. In other words, they're significantly safer than current lithium-ion batteries.
The result isn't just a cheaper car, it's a paradigm shift. For the first time in automotive history, efficiency and empathy coexist in one product. Tesla didn't build the Model 2 to dominate the market, they built it to democratize it. The impact is seismic. Traditional manufacturers built on a century of incremental evolution now face a company that builds cars like it writes software, fast, flexible, and fearless. Because when efficiency meets empathy, the future stops being a privilege. It becomes inevitable.
The Model 2 proves one thing. The future is no longer coming. It's already being built in Texas right now. Production ramp-up, Q1 2026. First deliveries to U.S. customers, April to June 2026.
Over 10 years, Model 2 owners save $9,200 compared to gas vehicles. No oil changes, $1,500 saved. Minimal brake wear, regenerative braking, $2,400 saved. Insurance, IIHS, top safety pick, $2,100 saved. Electricity versus gasoline, $3,200 saved. At $12,749, that's roughly half a new Corolla's cost.
But here's the question nobody's asking yet, and it's the one that will define the next decade. What happens when 2 million Americans over 60 can finally afford a car that makes them feel young again? What happens when getting into your car stops being a struggle and becomes effortless? What happens when affordable and extraordinary finally mean the same thing? That's not a car revolution, that's a dignity revolution. And if you believe technology should care, not just impress, then you're already part of this mission. So here's my question for you. Which feature matters most? A, the hug-in seat that makes entry effortless. B, the 420-mile range that ends charging anxiety. C, the $12,749 price that makes this actually possible. Drop A, B, or C in the comments, because in our next video, I've obtained the leaked engineering schematics from Giga Texas, showing the 3 manufacturing secrets that make $12,749 mathematically possible, and why BMW, Mercedes, and Toyota can't copy it, even if they tried. If you want to see how Tesla just broke physics, economics, and every rule the auto industry thought was sacred, hit subscribe, ring the bell. The revolution doesn't wait for anyone. I'll see you in the next one.